The emergency lights flickered dim red across the hallway. Sirens echoed through the Carter Global building as security alarms continued screaming. Employees rushed past them in confusion, but Liam Carter didn't move. He was still standing in the doorway of the darkened boardroom, staring at Evelyn Reed. His hand was still holding hers, and the words she had just spoken echoed in his mind. The person who actually ordered my father's death was someone much closer to you. Liam's voice came out low and tense. What do you mean closer? Evelyn hesitated. For 10 years she had imagined this moment. The moment she would finally say the truth to someone from the Carter family. But now that she was standing here, looking directly at Liam, it felt different. Because Liam Carter wasn't the monster she expected. He wasn't cold like Victor Kane. He wasn't ruthless like Marcus Hale. And he clearly hadn't known what his family had done. She took a slow breath. Your grandfather. Liam blinked. My what? Your grandfather, Evelyn repeated quietly. Henry Carter. For a moment Liam just stared at her. Because Henry Carter wasn't just his grandfather. Henry Carter was a legend. The man who built Carter Global from a small manufacturing company into a multi-billion-dollar energy empire. He had been called a visionary, a pioneer, a genius of the energy industry. Liam shook his head slowly. That's impossible. Evelyn expected that reaction. Everyone had the same one. Henry Carter's reputation had been carefully crafted for decades. Philanthropist, innovator, industry icon. But Evelyn had spent 10 years digging into his past, and what she found was very different. He died 8 years ago, Liam said. Yes. So how exactly do you plan to accuse a dead man? Evelyn pulled her hand free gently and stepped toward the emergency-lit conference table. Because despite the power outage, her tablet battery was still running. She tapped the screen once. The video resumed. But this time it wasn't security footage. It was an old corporate interview. Henry Carter sat behind a desk, smiling confidently at a reporter. Behind him hung the Carter Global logo. Energy is the future of the world, Henry Carter was saying in the video. And whoever controls energy controls everything. The video paused. Evelyn looked at Liam. Your grandfather believed something very simple. What? He believed no one else should ever control the future of energy. Liam frowned. That's just corporate ambition. Evelyn shook her head. No. It was obsession. She pulled another document from the folder. Old corporate records. Emails. Meeting transcripts. For 20 years your grandfather tried to dominate the battery storage industry. She slid the documents across the table. Every competitor that threatened Carter Global suddenly collapsed. Liam scanned the pages. Lawsuits. Patent disputes. Hostile acquisitions. Corporate bankruptcies. He looked up again. That's aggressive business. Yes, Evelyn said quietly. But then my father created something your grandfather couldn't buy. Liam already knew what she meant. The battery. Daniel Reed's breakthrough energy storage technology. A battery powerful enough to transform the entire renewable energy market. My father refused to sell the patent, Evelyn continued. He refused every offer. Liam leaned against the table. And that's when my grandfather stepped in? Evelyn nodded. Yes. She tapped the tablet again. Another document appeared on the screen. An internal Carter Global memo. Marked confidential. The sender was Henry Carter. The subject line read, Reed technology problem. Liam felt a chill run through him. Evelyn read aloud. Reed's prototype cannot be allowed to reach production. She scrolled down. If acquisition fails, alternative solutions must be considered. Liam's stomach tightened. That doesn't mean murder. No, Evelyn said softly. But the next message does. She opened another document. A short email sent 2 weeks later. From Henry Carter. To Marcus Hale. 3 words. Handle the situation. Liam rubbed his face slowly. You're telling me my grandfather ordered a man killed? Over a battery? Evelyn didn't answer immediately. Instead she looked directly at him. Your grandfather didn't see it as killing a man. What did he see? He saw it as protecting an empire. The hallway outside the boardroom had grown quieter now. Security teams were moving through the building. Power was slowly being restored. But inside the room, everything felt still. Liam sat down slowly. My father knew? Evelyn hesitated again. Yes. Liam closed his eyes. My father knew his own father had someone killed. Yes. And he still took over the company. Evelyn nodded. For years Carter Global quietly developed the same battery technology. The same one my father created. Liam opened his eyes again. So everything this company built was stolen, Evelyn finished. The silence that followed felt heavy. 10 years of lies. 10 years of hidden crimes. 10 years of a family legacy built on something terrible. Finally Liam spoke. Why didn't you just go to the police 10 years ago? Evelyn gave a small bitter smile. Because 10 years ago I was 22. My father had just died. Our company had collapsed. And Carter Global had an army of lawyers. Liam understood immediately. The Carter family had controlled billions. No investigator would have touched them without undeniable evidence. That's why you spent 10 years building Apex Holdings. Yes. Building power. Collecting evidence. Waiting. Evelyn looked around the boardroom. And eventually, infiltrating the company itself. Liam almost laughed. You became my assistant. Yes. You scheduled my meetings. Yes. And the entire time you were secretly preparing to destroy my company. Evelyn met his eyes. I was preparing to expose the truth. For a long moment Liam didn't respond. Then he said something unexpected. You could have ruined me. Evelyn frowned. What? You had access to everything. Financial data. Private communications. You could have leaked it all months ago. She didn't answer. Liam watched her carefully. You didn't. No, she said quietly. Why? Evelyn hesitated again. Because the truth was complicated. At first Liam Carter had simply been a target. The heir to the empire that destroyed her family. But after 6 months working beside him, she had realized something. Liam Carter wasn't like his father. Or his grandfather. He was different. I wanted to know if you were like them, she said finally. Liam leaned back in his chair. And Evelyn looked at him. You're not. For the first time that night, Liam Carter looked almost relieved. Then he remembered something else. Marcus Hale. Evelyn's expression darkened. Yes. He knew everything. Yes. And he just walked out of the building. Evelyn nodded. He planned that blackout. Why? Because he knew the truth was about to come out. Liam stood up immediately. We can't let him disappear. He won't. Liam frowned. What do you mean? Evelyn tapped her tablet again. Security camera footage appeared. The lobby of Carter Global. Marcus Hale walking quickly toward the exit. But as the video continued, 2 federal agents stepped directly into his path. Marcus froze. The agents grabbed his arms. The video ended. Liam looked back at Evelyn. You planned that too? Yes. Even the blackout? No. But I planned for Marcus to run. Liam shook his head slowly. You thought of everything. Almost everything. What does that mean? Evelyn looked toward the windows overlooking Manhattan. The city lights were slowly coming back on as power returned. It means justice still hasn't happened. Liam frowned. Marcus Hale is going to prison. Yes. Victor Kane will probably join him. Yes. So what's missing? Evelyn turned back toward him. The truth. What truth? Your company still owns my father's technology. Liam went still. She was right. Every product Carter Global had developed over the past decade. Every battery system. Every energy contract. All of it was based on Daniel Reed's original design. So what do you want? Liam asked quietly. Evelyn answered without hesitation. My father's name restored. And the technology returned to the Reed family. Liam stared at her. You're asking me to give up the most valuable patent in the entire company. Yes. That patent is worth billions. Yes. And if I give it to you, Carter Global loses its entire future. Evelyn didn't respond. Because that decision wasn't hers to make. It was Liam's. For a long moment the only sound in the room was the hum of the emergency generators. Then Liam Carter did something no one expected. He reached for the folder, pulled out the patent documents, and signed them. Evelyn blinked. You didn't even read the transfer agreement. I don't need to. Why? Liam slid the signed papers toward her. Because my family already stole enough from yours. The words hung in the air. Evelyn looked down at the signature. Liam Carter, CEO of Carter Global. With that one signature, Daniel Reed's technology finally returned to his daughter. After 10 years. After countless lies. After a decade of revenge. Evelyn felt something unexpected rise in her chest. Not anger. Not victory. Relief. You just gave away billions of dollars, she said quietly. Liam shrugged slightly. My grandfather built an empire on theft. My father protected it. He looked around the boardroom. Maybe it's time someone in this family finally did the right thing. Outside the conference room, federal agents escorted Marcus Hale down the hallway in handcuffs. Victor Kane was being questioned by investigators. The Carter Global Board sat in stunned silence. And inside the quiet boardroom, the 10-year war between two families finally ended. Evelyn gathered the documents slowly. My father would have liked you, she said. Liam smiled faintly. I hope so. She walked toward the door. Where are you going? Liam asked. Back to Apex Holdings. You still own 22% of Carter Global. Yes. So technically you're still my boss. Evelyn laughed softly for the first time. Not anymore. She turned back toward him. Today you proved something important. What's that? That the Carter name doesn't have to mean corruption. Liam folded his arms. And what does the Reed name mean? Evelyn thought for a moment. Justice. Then she extended her hand. Liam shook it. Not as enemies. Not as rivals. But as two people who had finally uncovered the truth buried beneath 10 years of lies. Outside the building, the sun was rising over Manhattan. And for the first time in a decade, the war between the Carter Empire and the Reed family was finally over. If you love this story, like, share and subscribe for more unbelievable stories every week.